It's Friday, May 3rd, 2013, and let's talk about what happened this week over at xdadevelopers.com. First up, it's Linux-related news, which of course always tingles the little hairs on the back of my neck. It's unfortunate, it's tragic. Devices do end up getting abandoned by their manufacturers after a certain amount of time. Like I said, it's terrible, but it does happen. And unfortunately, the 2011 line of Sony Xperia devices have just not gotten updates lately, at least not kernel updates. Which is why a group of dedicated developers in the Xperia forums here on XDA have gotten together to make Linux kernel version 3.0.8 available for all of the 2011 Xperia devices, at least as many of them as they could get it on. That said, and just to put it in perspective, the latest kernel version available for all of these devices was kernel version 2.6.32, which really that's not a huge difference when you think about it. The latest 2.6 kernel was 2.6.34, so yeah, it's newer, but it's not like leaps and bounds newer. It's not going 2.6 to 3.4 or 3.7 or something. But anyway, lots of devices there do have newer updated kernels that of course gives you better driver support, better performance overall, generally speaking. Of course, the grand majority of these are still kind of early development cycle. There are a few of them that are considered 100% function or near 100% functionality. Those specifically are the Mini, the Live with Walkman, the Pro, the Neo, and the Neo V. Those are supposed to be very close to being 100%. The other ones still probably need a little bit more work, but still, to take relatively older devices and still have this kind of development and this, level of kernel being added to them, it's a huge plus, and hopefully the same sort of thing will continue for devices, and actually hopefully the manufacturers will just start continuing to support those devices rather than just abandoning them. But that's just my opinion on the subject. Moving right along. A little while back, you saw an XDA unboxing from Adam of the Oppo Find 5. It's a device that's receiving a lot of acclaim from the community, and actually just everyone, essentially. I've seen lots of videos about it lately and lots of people glowing about how great of a device it is. Well, apparently they're pushing to be a little more community-oriented as well. Our XDA OEM Relations Manager, Jerdog, has reached out to them and managed to get them to work with the Cyanogenmod team to get Cyanogenmod running on the Oppo Find 5. And at this point, Cyanogenmod 10.1 is now in a nightly build status for that Find 5, which very, very cool. Relatively new device. Cyanogenmod 10.1 Nightlies. You can get the latest and greatest near stock version of Android. Very, very cool stuff. XDA has also reached out to the developers of Paranoid Android, and it looks like they're going to be releasing for it as well. And all of this is happening while the kernel source for the Oppo stuff is not quite where it's supposed to be GPL-wise. So the fact that this amount of stuff can be done says an awful lot. With the support of the OEM itself, it will be even better. So we really only can go up from here, hopefully. So if the Oppo is a device that you were looking at, now you can look at it from a different point of view in that there's a lot of community support coming for it. And hopefully we will continue to hear excellent news out of that in the very near future. Moving right along to talk about a couple of other big titans that have hit the market recently. Forums were added here on XDA for the T-Mobile HTC One, the AT&t, Sprint, and the T-Mobile Samsung Galaxy S4 as well. And actually, speaking of the Galaxy S4, it came out in the last week that the AT&t version of the Galaxy S4 comes with a locked bootloader. Steve Kondik, known as Cyanogen, the creator of the Cyanogenmod project, came out on Google Plus and said, "Oh look, what happened? It's locked. That sucks." Again, I'm paraphrasing there. And there's actually quite a bit of a rant on XDA's website about the fact that the device is locked down and Samsung kowtowing to the carriers for doing this, and you should probably just read it to get all of the specifics about how this writer feels about it, so it's an interesting read. But along those same lines, no sooner did it come out that the Galaxy S4 was locked down on AT&T, at the very least, than XDA recognized developer DJR Bliss came out with an unlock for it. He didn't actually release the source or anything, he didn't release the unlock, but he came out on Twitter and showed, "Oh look, I have unlocked it." Now like I said, it hasn't been released yet, so if you are planning on getting the Galaxy S4 to unlock it in this way, don't go doing it yet. There will be some updates on the story in the future, I'm sure. As we learn more about it, we will make sure to tell you guys about it as well. And actually, to wrap things up, we had 3 other videos posted here on XDA Developer TV this week. The first one was an app review done by TK talking about in-call recorder and doing your in-call recording high quality and doing it better. After that, Adam posted a video doing a bit of a rant about the quality of the code evolved with the ADK 2012. And finally, Steve posted another shootout of sorts comparing the third-party browsers available for Windows Phone, iOS, and Android. So if you'd like to know more about third-party browsers, this is a video you should probably take a look at. But anyway, that's going to be about all from me for today, and you will not be seeing me next week because I'm going to be in the Caribbean getting a bit of a tan. As always, do make sure to hit that like button down below if you like this video, and hit subscribe wherever it is this week if you would like to be notified as soon as we release new content. As always though, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you when I get back.